Shocking, Black CEO exposed as she turned a hidden humiliation into 5B life-changing funding. Maya Thompson felt the weight of the world crashing down just as she was about to announce her new funding initiative. Her heart raced as she scrolled through the chaotic threads on social media, the words exposed and scandal ripping through her like a wildfire. She knew the video well. It was a clip from years ago that caught her, a bright-eyed entrepreneur, dismissed time and again in boardrooms filled with men in suits. The truth of those moments left scars, but they fueled her fire. Yet now, those same moments threatened to reverse everything she had built. Growing up in a close-knit neighborhood in Chicago, Maya witnessed her mother juggle 3 jobs just to put food on the table. Amid takes on bills and the weight of worry, her mom always whispered, "Everything is possible if you work hard enough." Those words wrapped around Maya's heart like a cozy blanket, offering warmth and resilience through hard times. She craved to honor that spirit, to rise above, to break the glass ceiling. She launched her tech startup with that fire in her belly, and the world began to notice. But now, as her achievements hung on the edge of an abyss, the piercing criticism cut deeper than she imagined. Her mother's sacrifices echoed in her mind, pulling her deeper into despair. Family gathered around her, a circle of unwavering love. Their conversations of dreams and perseverance hung like a persistent fragrance in the air. Maya felt their faith washing over her, urging her to believe in herself even when the world turned cold. Just as she felt that glimmer of hope dim, her inbox flooded with funding rejections, tainted by the same institutional bias she had fought against for years. Each no crushed her spirit a little more, leaving her gasping for air. Shadows crept in, whispering doubt. Driven by desperation, she turned to the very community her mother had worked so hard to support. They rallied together, organizing a powerful demonstration of solidarity. They wouldn't let her fall. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As she took the stage, sweat trickled down her back. The crowd was electric, eyes locked on her, tension thick in the air. She stood before them, nerves buzzing, determined to face the reality of their shared struggles. "It's not just my name that's been dragged through the mud," she began, her voice unwavering, "but the names of so many who've dared to dream. We need to fight for equity in this space." In that instant, a fire ignited within her, the pain shifting into a force for change. She unveiled her revolutionary funding initiative meant to empower marginalized voices, reigniting hope among the crowd. Yet, shadows loomed in the back of her mind, as another video threatened to unravel her dream yet again. Would Maya be able to withstand the storm brewing, or would she find herself caught in the same cycles of discrimination that had haunted her for years? The stakes had never been higher, and her journey was far from over. Maya's heart thudded in her chest as she stepped off the stage, the cheers of her supporters fading into a distant hum. She felt the energy swirling in the room, but her mind was racing, caught in a whirlwind of thoughts and doubts. Shadows danced along the edges of her victory, questions creeping in like a thick fog. Would the world still stand with her when the truth unraveled? Backstage, her team was buzzing with excitement, high fives and hugs bursting forth as if they had just conquered the impossible. But Maya's smile faded. The elation felt hollow. She grabbed a bottle of water and leaned against the cool metal wall, breath hitching as she tried to steady herself. The warmth of hope was still flickering, but she knew the next steps would be treacherous. "Hey, Maya!" shouted Jamie, her right-hand woman, snapping her back to reality. "That was incredible. You really connected with them." "Thanks, Jamie," Maya replied, forcing a smile. But the tremor in her voice didn't escape her friend's notice. "Are you okay?" Jamie stepped closer, concern etched into her features. She sighed, the weight of years pressing down on her. I don't know, what if that video hurts us? What if it's too much for them to handle? Jeremy, their tech guru, joined the two, overhearing the conversation. Maya, we're talking about a community that respects you. They see the fight, the resilience. This funding initiative is bigger than a single video. But every word of comfort felt like a band-aid on a gaping wound. Maya tilted her head back, closing her eyes. You don't understand, it's more than just me. It's about everyone who has ever faced the same struggle, and I feel like I might be letting them down. She thought of her mother, how every sacrifice had been laid down for a dream, and how far her journey had come from those darkened boardrooms. Would this moment change everything she had built all over again? Listen, Jamie said softly, her hands on Maya's shoulders, you're not alone in this. We're here, remember? Your family, your community. They're ready to rally behind you. Before Maya could respond, her phone buzzed violently in her pocket. She pulled it out, the screen lighting up with notifications. Each ping quickened her pulse, a storm of mentions and comments flooding in. What is it? Jeremy asked, peering over her shoulder. Maya felt her heart sink as she clicked on the latest message. It's another video, someone digging deeper. They want to expose more. They're relentless, she uttered, her voice shaking. The trio exchanged worried glances. Each new development was another strike in a war she wasn't ready for. She felt the heat of anger building within her. What do they want from me? She hissed, not just at the screen but at the world pressing down around her. As Jamie reached for her phone, Maya stopped her. We need to share our reality, to speak our truth. I can't let them dictate the narrative. There's too much at stake now. With newfound resolve coursing through her, she directed her gaze back toward the crowd outside. Voices of fervent supporters seeped through the walls, reminding her of what was truly important. They were her strength. Tomorrow, we gather as a community, Maya declared. No more hiding. We're going to take back our story. Yet, as they left the backstage, a chilling thought gripped her. Would that declaration be enough to shield the fragile foundation she had built? With her heart pounding and the threat looming, Maya's journey was about to take yet another unexpected turn. What lies ahead, when the community stands united, but the world is still out to get her? Maya woke early, the sun piercing through her blinds, illuminating the shadows of doubt that lingered in her mind. The day ahead didn't feel like the celebration they had envisioned. Instead, it carried the weight of an impending storm. She tossed and turned for a few moments, wrestling with her thoughts. The notifications from the night before replayed in her head. Each ping was another reminder that they were in the spotlight for better or worse. With a deep breath, she finally slipped out of bed. Her morning routine felt mechanical, as if her body was going through the motions while her mind was still trapped in turmoil. Maya poured coffee, its warmth embracing her hands as she stared out at the waking city. She thought of everyone counting on her, a community filled with hopes, dreams, and the strength to overcome adversity. When she arrived at the venue later that morning, it was buzzing with energy. Supporters were already assembling, their hearts open and eager to lend strength. But her resolve flickered as she felt the weight of their expectations. Jamie, bright-eyed and full of energy, rushed to her side. You ready for this? Honestly? I don't know, Maya admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. You are going to be amazing. Just remember, they're here for you and you've got this. Jamie flashed a brilliant smile that could ignite suns, but it only pushed Maya's anxiety deeper. They walked together toward the stage, the mic placed front and center under the bright lights. No turning back now. She could feel the anticipation radiating from the crowd, a palpable energy that thrummed like a heartbeat. When she stepped up to the mic, the applause roared back, a reflection of the hopes pinned on her. Thank you, everyone. Her community's strength be enough when the writing seemed already on the wall? Maya stood frozen, her heart pounding as the headline flashed through her mind. Her surroundings blurred, the thrumming crowd fading into an echo as the weight of those words settled heavy on her shoulders. She could only stare at her mentor, his expression a mix of grave concern and warning. "Is it true?" she stammered, panic rising. "What have they found?" He took a step closer, lowering his voice. "It doesn't matter if it's true or not. What matters is what they want people to believe. They twist it, Maya. They use it against you. Prepare yourself." The energy of the event shifted, cheers shifting into whispers. People pointed at their phones, and the inevitable truth settled in. She took a breath, trying to ground herself. The support felt like a distant memory as her mind raced with thoughts of betrayal and fear. How had it all come to this? As her mentor's words hung in the air, she forced herself to look at the crowd again. Faces filled with admiration now displayed traces of confusion and doubt. Maya swallowed hard, crafting her next move. She couldn't let fear dictate her response. "Thank you for your support," Maya said, projecting calm she didn't feel. "But I need you all to understand something: this fight is not over. If anything, it's just beginning." She turned the crowd's energy back toward empowerment, igniting a fire within her that she hadn't realized was there. Jamie stepped in, sensing her turmoil. "Let us not give them the power to break you, Maya. Look at all these people. They believe in you." Jamie's voice chimed with conviction, echoing a reminder of the shared strength in the room. Maya looked at the sea of faces. She saw concern, but also hope, a collective willingness to stand against whatever storm was forming on the horizon. "You are my strength," she called out, her voice lifting over the murmurs. "Together, we want to let them define our story." Applause erupted again, louder this time, wrapping around her like a shield. But beneath that applause, tensions still crackled. Phones buzzed, people jostled, and desperation crept through the crowd. In that moment, she knew they were hungry for something connective, someone to lead them through uncertainty. Backing away from the stage, Maya pulled Jamie to the side. "What do we do now?" She glanced back, scanning for familiar faces. The old fears whispered again. "If they're out for blood, how do we protect ourselves?" Jamie put her hands on Maya's shoulders. "We get ahead of the story. We own it. Let us gather what we can, how people have been impacted, and show their a bigger picture beyond the headlines. People need to see the truth, and it's more powerful than anything they can publish." Before Maya could respond, a sudden commotion drew her attention. A figure arose from the crowd. It was the young activist, Leah, who had rallied support for Maya from the very start. Her eyes were fierce as she pushed through the anxious mass. "Maya!" Leah shouted, raising her phone high. "They're trying to spin this into a scandal, but I have something else to say. Something they never expected." Maya's heart raced again, mixed with hope and dread. What could Leah possibly have? Just as Leah reached the front, the clamor in the venue crescendoed. As the crowd hushed, Leah's voice took a determined edge. "Let us show them who we are. Maya, we need you to share the truth. You're not a villain, and we will prove it." Feeling her heart swell, Maya took a breath. With her mentor's warning, Leah's call, and the crowd's unwavering support, she realized this could be the moment she took back her narrative. Would she be ready to face the truth Leah planned to unveil? Was she prepared to stand against those who sought to undermine her? The moment loomed, urgent and electric. Maya prepared to step forward, ready to fight not just for herself but for her community. What revelations awaited? Would they be enough to combat the relentless storm brewing just beyond the horizon? Maya inhaled sharply, glancing at Leah's determined expression. The air buzzed with anticipation, a heavy weight settling in her chest as she understood the stakes. She needed to be ready for what might come next, but uncertainty loomed. "Okay," Maya finally said, her voice steadying. "Let us do this." Leah nodded, her excitement palpable. "We have to show the world the real story, Maya. The truth can twist headlines, but it can't change who you are. You're a leader, and you have a platform now. Maya summoned a wry smile, that flicker of hope igniting her spirit anew. She could feel the crowd collectively leaning in, their faith becoming a living thing around her. All right. What do you need me to do? Leah stepped aside, bringing her phone back into play. I've been compiling testimonials from people who actually benefited from your work. If we share that story, it'll drown out the noise. Maya raised an eyebrow. You really think testimonials will do the trick? Absolutely. We need to show the impact of your initiatives. The community can drown out negative chatter, but we need to be loud, Leah replied, her eyes glimmering with conviction. The crowd buzzed around them, a chorus of whispers growing into excited chatter. For the first time in what felt like ages, Maya found her own pulse syncing with theirs. Hope thrived as she envisioned all the possibilities. A photographer in the corner captured the moment, the look of determination on Maya's face, the fervor in Leah's eyes, the waves of emotion coursing through the audience. Let us do a live stream, then, Maya decided. We can get these testimonials out there now and rally the community. Nods of approval swelled within the crowd. Jamie squeezed Maya's hand, beaming proudly. You're doing it. You're taking charge. With renewed energy, Maya climbed back onto the stage, rallying the audience once again. Friends, we have something powerful to share today. Together, we'll show the world the truth, and we won't be silenced. Cheers erupted, voices lively with passion. Maya felt that fire inside her roar louder, boiling away her doubt. Leah and I have some incredible stories to share, real stories, stories of hope, she began. It's time for us to embrace our truth. We can change the narrative. As Leah began sharing the testimonials one by one, Maya felt the tide shifting. Each story of transformation connected them deeply, lives changed, dreams ignited. It was infectious. But as the testimonials poured in, a shadow fell over the edges of her hope. What if the opposing forces dismissed them? What if they still twisted the truth? The reality hung in the air like a storm cloud she could not ignore. Maya's heart raced, but she pushed the fear down. She needed to remain strong, for herself and her community. Together, we're going to rise above this. Just then, the audience broke into applause as Leah finished a powerful testimony. Maya looked out into the sea of gathered faces, feeling their collective spirit, and it pushed her courage further. But the ringing of a loud alert interrupted her moment of triumph. A notification flashed on the massive screen behind them. It was a news alert, an opposing narrative that threatened to shift everything they were building. The headline read, Maya Black, is she selling out her community? The cheers faded to murmurs as apprehension rippled through the crowd. Fear gripped Maya's heart again, but the fire deep inside urged her to act, to confront the lies head-on. Feeling the adrenaline surging, she squared her shoulders and looked into the eyes of her supporters. We can't let this define us. It's time to confront the truth, the real truth. We will not be silenced. As she spoke, fear mingled with the potency of her words, urging her forward. Would this be the moment that defined her legacy? With the air crackling with tension and hope, Maya prepared for the massive battle ahead, bracing for the greater fight against the media storm gathering just beyond their reach. What truth would she uncover in this fight? Would everyone stand by her when the real issues came to light? Maya felt her heart plunge as the words of the headline sank in. Selling out her community? The phrase echoed violently in her mind, and she sensed the air grow thick with uncertainty. This was at the moment of reckoning. Leah stepped closer, her hand firm on Maya's shoulder. Maya, we can't let this distract us. We have to tell our side. The community is with you. Maya swallowed hard, nodding. Leah's faith was like a lifeline thrown in a stormy sea, and she clutched it tightly. You're right. Let us turn this around. Let us show them what we stand for. As she took a breath, the murmurs of the crowd began to rise again, their hope rekindling. "Listen. I know that was a shocking headline, but let us use it. I'm not backing down. We have people counting on us." Cheers erupted again, loud and proud. For a brief moment, the fear that clung to the edges of her mind faded, replaced by the energy of her supporters. She could feel that fire igniting once more, spreading through her like a warm current. "Maya," Jamie called from the front. "Tell them the truth. Just like you always have." Maya's gaze locked onto the faces in the crowd, each one a familiar reminder of the community she fought for. Each smile and look of determination resonated deep within her. She stepped to the edge of the stage, leaning into the light. "We've faced challenges before, and I won't let slander define us. This money we seek, it's not about me. It's about our future." The crowd roared, their approval washing over her in waves. Maya could feel the power of their voices surrounding her. But somewhere in the back of her mind, that nagging doubt lingered, whispering bitterly about mistrust and betrayal. As Leah adjusted her phone for the live stream, Maya knew they needed to show authenticity. "Bring up the testimonials," she called out, urgency spilling into her voice. "We're sharing our stories, the real stories, straight from the heart." One by one, people stepped up to speak. There was Marcus, a single father who had transformed his life through Maya's programs. He spoke about his journey, his voice trembling with emotion as he recalled how he was able to send his daughter to college because of the support he received. The crowd rallied behind him, cheers erupting once more. Then it was Angela, an elderly woman who had found not just friendship, but purpose in community initiatives. "Maya taught us to give back, to find joy in lifting one another up." The warmth in her tone wrapped around the audience like a comforting blanket. Maya felt her spirit swell with pride. They were no longer just fighting against a fabricated narrative, they were crafting their own story, one filled with resilience and love. Yet, as the stream continued, she couldn't shake off the feeling that the battle was far from over. Just then, the screen behind them flickered again, and the grating voice of a news anchor broke through. "As we dive deeper into Maya Black's financial dealings, sources reveal a troubling connection to controversial corporate sponsors." Abruptly, the joy fizzled out. Unease washed through the crowd, and Maya sensed the same fear creeping back in. "Don't let them distract you," Leah shouted. "We know who we are. We know what we've done." But the feeling of violence, the gnawing uncertainty, had cast a shadow back over her people. The war was only just beginning, and now, they had to navigate through a maze of potential truths and manufactured lies. With her heart racing again, Maya took a step back, scanning the audience. "If we want to combat this, we need everyone on board. It's time for transparency, for honesty. We need to lay everything on the table to show our commitment." A lone voice piped up from the back. "But what if they twist that too?" Maya clenched her fists, frustration mounting. "If we stand together, they can't twist what they can't control. Are we in this together?" The crowd erupted once more, their voices a thunderous chorus igniting her resolve. But deep within, doubt whispered. How far would they have to go to ensure their truth was seen? Maya's jaw tightened. Determination surging through her. She thought of the uphill battle ahead, the press, the sponsors, the community pushing through their doubts. How could she strengthen their bonds when it felt like they were losing ground? With a newfound urgency, she gripped the microphone. "Join us, because we will define what happens next together. Just wait until we unveil our plans. You haven't seen anything yet." As she felt the ground shift beneath her feet, a sense of impending change crackled through the air. But the bigger battle loomed. What secrets would emerge as they turned over every stone in search of truth? Would they find the support they desperately needed, or would the tide of doubt sweep them all away? As silence fell abruptly, Maya felt the unease ripple through the crowd. The connection to corporate sponsors lingered heavily in the air, almost suffocating. Below the stage, anxious faces exchanged glances filled with uncertainty. Would they still stand with her when it seemed as if an unseen hand were stirring doubt? Maya. Leah's voice broke the tension, filled with urgency. Let us not focus on the negativity. We need to adapt. Right, Maya replied, drawing in a deep breath, her heart racing. The whispers still echoing in her mind were suffocating, but Leah's spirit acted as a balm. She needed to shift the narrative, turn shock into opportunity. Everyone, listen up. She projected her voice, striving for clarity. What they're showing you is one side of our story. But we together can tell a different one. We can show them our strength. The crowd shifted, eager for reassurance. I want you all to remember why we started this. This journey is about transformation, about building a future, not just for me but for every single person in this community. Heads bobbed in agreement, some raised fists echoing her sentiment. She could sense the fire within them again, fueling her resolve. Maya pressed on, look around you. We have built something beautiful here, something they can't take away. Jamie shouted, we need a plan. Yes. Maya nodded, her mind racing. We must create a committee to handle these accusations, and gather our stories. Let us catalog every success, every life changed, let us show how we've impacted lives one person at a time. As her energy surged, people started nodding, murmuring their support. Leah beamed, raising her camera to capture the moment. Yes. Show them how we rise together. But amid the excitement, the shadow of doubt lingered. Would they be strong enough? What if the secrets began to unravel, hidden truths surfacing amid the struggle? A young woman, tears brimming in her eyes, stepped forward. Maya, I'm scared. What if they find something that goes deeper? Maya's heart tightened. Fear was a powerful enemy, often rooting deeper than any lie. I know it's scary. But we have to trust our path, she reassured gently. We've fought hard to be where we are now. And if something comes up, we will face it, together. The mood shifted, a ripple of bravery and connection seeming to wash over them all. Slowly, hands began to rise, signaling their commitment. It was messy, imperfect, but it was real human. They brainstormed ideas, gathering thoughts, their voices louder with every suggestion. Someone proposed a community forum, another suggested outreach to local influencers for support. Each idea sparked energy, a vibrant tapestry of hope. But with every plan, a flicker of unease niggled at the edges of her mind. What hidden truths could surface? If there were any skeletons in the closet, would they be strong enough to confront them together? As night began to fall, casting shadows on their gathering, Maya felt a twinge of fear creeping back. Stay focused on our mission. She called out, her voice steady. We can show them our worth and our commitment to one another. But we all have to stay vigilant. There is still much to uncover, many discussions left to be had. Maya's breath quickened as she caught sight of a group lingering, whispering among themselves. What were they saying? Were they still with her? The air felt thick with uncertainty again, and her confidence wavered. Could they truly withstand what was to come? The next few days would test not just their resolve but the very fabric of their community. As the last remnants of daylight slipped away, Maya thought to herself, the battle was brewing. The moment to reveal truths had not yet arrived, but she could feel it approaching like the tide, both daunting and inevitable. Would their collective strength shine a light on the shadows, or would they be consumed by the darkness lurking just out of sight? The question lingered at the forefront of every heart, including her own. Maya stood with Leah and Jamie, the stage lights dimming as the night deepened. The murmurs of her community buzzed like restless bees, each thought swirling around uncertainties and fears. Beneath their eagerness to rally, doubt hung heavy in the air. A chill settled in her chest, a stark reminder of how fragile their progress felt. Would her words hold true as the storm approached? All right, team, Maya began, glancing at the sea of earnest faces. Let us make a plan. We need to pivot quickly. Leah's nod of approval reassured her. We can create an action group. Everyone can contribute ideas on how our vision truly impacts lives. We must show our unity. As a few community members stepped forward to join the conversation, Maya could feel the pulse of determination rising. Yet, she caught sight of the whispering group again, their expressions unreadable. The sense of shared purpose flickered, wavering just for a moment. It was hard to ignore, it gnawed at her confidence. Let us break into smaller groups, Jamie suggested. We can tackle specific projects. Let us write down testimonies from those who have changed because of our work. Maya welcomed the enthusiasm. Yes. Let us document our stories. Each one counts. Every victory, big or small, matters. As they gathered into huddles, fingers scribbling fiercely on paper, she felt a surge of hope. Yet, each new name penned down sent her thoughts spiraling back to what lay beneath the surface. What if they were about to uncover truths better left hidden? Hours passed, the energy in the room vibrant and dynamic. Together, they crafted ideas, shaping how to present their narrative, a narrative that could battle against the facade the world wanted them to see. But Maya's mind drifted. Could they truly contain the darkness? Were there pieces they would find that could shatter everything they'd built together? She could sense the split, a divide between what they were striving for and what could, perhaps, drown them all. Hey, Maya. Leah's voice broke through her reverie. Focus. They want us to falter, but look at the strength in this room. Maya surfaced back, grounding herself in the moment. She chuckled, right. Here we are, making our future. Just as she raised her hands, an unknown figure slipped quietly through the gathering, watching with keen eyes. From the corner of the room, she saw a woman in a brown trench coat, standing apart from the excitement. Her lips were sealed, yet there was an intensity in her stare. Who is that? Maya asked, tilting her head toward the stranger. It's Janice, someone mentioned. She's been on the edges for a while, curious, but never fully engaged. Maybe now's our chance, Leah said, determination returning in her voice. Let us invite her in. The warmth in the room was palpable as they turned their focus back towards their work, unaware of the fallibility of their unity. But there was an eerie quiet, a premonition that all may not be as solid as it seemed. All right, team. We'll reach out to Janice. Let us not let fear dictate any further. We can do this. Maya rallied, fervently. But in the back of her mind, the stranger lingered like a question mark hanging just out of reach, a sense of foreboding creeping in. As they reached the point of finalizing their plans, someone in the group suddenly remarked, "Wait, does anyone know if we've checked everything out openly? What if some of us have doubts too?" Maya felt the heat rise in her face, concerned glances reigniting uncertainty throughout the room. Was there something they still didn't know? How deeply ingrained were the fears among them? Was she really leading them toward a truth she wasn't even sure they could face? As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the sense of impending revelation grew, breathing life into an anxious anticipation. The night blurred, heavy with unanswered questions, and Maya couldn't shake the feeling that time was slipping away. What awaited them in the shadows? Would they truly confront the secrets lurking beneath the surface, or would that very confrontation unravel everything they stood for? The atmosphere in the room shifted as Maya glanced around at her team. It felt heavy with tension and potential. The excited conversations, filled with hope, now seemed overshadowed by a creeping dread. Everyone was focused on their papers, but the unspoken questions hung like mist in the air. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. Let us take a moment, Maya said, raising her hand. The chatter faded, and expectant gazes turned toward her. Before we dive deeper, it's important we lay everything on the table. What are we afraid of? The silence became deafening as her words lingered. A sense of unease began to intertwine with a flicker of bravery. One by one, eyes dropped, and Maya felt the weight of each person's apprehension. "I've had some doubts," Jamie finally spoke, scratching the back of his head. "About whether we're really making a difference. Sometimes, it feels too good to be true." Maya felt her heart thud in recognition. Others exchanged glances, and she saw a few nodding. "Me too," Leah chimed in, her voice quiet but steady. "I want to believe in what we're doing, but what if we're just prolonging the inevitable?" A chilled shiver ran through Maya. Their words weren't just thoughts, they were raw fears clawing for space. Were they truly making strides or simply spinning in circles? Maya's eyes glanced back toward the stranger, Janice, who still stood beside the wall, observing them. The fierce intensity of her gaze shifted slightly, hinting at something deeper. "Janice," she called, feeling reckless for breaking the tension. "Come join us. Your perspective might shed some light." Surprised gasps escaped the group, and the uncertainty in Janice's eyes danced with hesitation. She paused before stepping forward slowly, her trench coat swaying slightly as she moved. As she approached, Maya noticed the lines on Janice's face, the story in her eyes. "I know you're new to this," Maya began, "but we're trying to push our community forward together. What do you think we should do?" She hesitated, searching the faces surrounding her. "You're brave, wanting to confront whatever fears you have. But I have to wonder. Have you all considered the risk of diving too deep?" The room grew eerily quiet again as Janice's words echoed with seriousness. Who was she to question their journey, and yet, there was authority in her tone. Leah spoke up. "What do you mean?" "We're open to finding the truth." Isn't that the first step? Truth? Janice shifted, her expression hardening. "You might want to be careful. Sometimes, the truth isn't what you expect. Sometimes, it's dangerous." Maya felt a knot form in her stomach. "What does that mean?" She pressed before she could catch herself. "Are you saying we shouldn't try?" "I'm saying not all battles are worth fighting," Janice replied, her voice flat but layered with unsaid sorrow. "You might unearth secrets that could tear apart what you have built. Unity doesn't always mean security." A hushed whisper rippled through the group. Maya scanned each face, searching for support. Jamie looked more uncertain than ever, and Leah's expression twisted between concern and disbelief. Maya held steadfast. "But if we want to create lasting change, we can't hide from it. If there are shadows lurking, we have to face them." "And what if you can't?" Janice shot back, her deep gaze unwavering, challenging them all. At that moment, Maya knew, deep down, they stood at a precipice, one foot on the edge of discovery, the other on shaky ground. Could they withstand the truth when it finally came crashing down? Maya held her breath, worried that the very foundation of their unity might fracture. What would happen if their truths were far more dangerous than they had ever imagined? As Maya looked around, a spark of determination ignited in her chest. "Then let us find out," she declared, her voice growing stronger. "Together." But could unity be enough when the shadows began to creep closer? What were they really prepared to uncover? The moment hung, charged with uncertainty, waiting to pull them into its depths. Maya stood upon the precipice of uncertainty, her mind swirling with the weight of Janice's words. This was the moment when the truth could either bind them together or rip them apart. In that charged silence, she sensed the urgency piercing the air. Each face around her mirrored her concern, but there was something more, a flicker of resolve igniting as well. "All right, everyone," Maya began, her voice steady yet passionate. "I know fear is powerful, but it can be a catalyst for transformation." Hope ignited in the eyes of those gathered. "Together, we've accomplished so much. We've uplifted voices that were once silenced. We cannot stop now." Her words rippled through the crowd, shattering the lingering tension. Jamie looked at her, eyes brightening. "You're right. We've come this far because we believe. We've built relationships, trust, and a community that won't go down without a fight." Leah found her stride too, adding, "Let's show them the heart of what we've created. Those who stand behind this movement will be our shield against whatever's thrown our way." The room sparked with energy, a collective heartbeat echoing the urgency of their mission, but Janice's gaze remained cautious, still scrutinizing. "And if it breaks you," she challenged, "if what lies hidden claws its way out?" Maya squared her shoulders, the fire building again within her. "Then we will confront it head-on. We've faced obstacles before. This is just another chapter in our story." The atmosphere shifted, a palpable sense of unity coalesced around them. Maya plunged into planning, directing the community to brainstorm critical strategies. They drafted a basic outline to combat the impending media storm while amplifying their shared successes: community programs, testimonials, and incredible transformations, the very essence of their strength. Every voice mattered. Every success story collected gleamed like a beacon against the shadows threatening to engulf them. The group dove into collaborative enthusiasm, each story adding layers to their woven narrative. All the while, the deep-rooted fears lingered, but hope glimmered more brightly than doubt. As the sun began to rise on the next morning, Maya felt a renewed sense of purpose. With Leah and Jamie at her side, they were ready to share the testimonials with the world. Each step felt like an echo, a drumbeat of solidarity resonating within them. They crafted a narrative that was framed with empathy, a monument against the whispers of distrust that circled them. With the camera rolling, Maya welcomed the crowd, invigorated by the love and support reflected back at her. She launched into their stories, a torrent of victories cascading into the air. There was Marcus, who fought against the odds to build a better life for his daughter, and Angela, whose passion for community flourished through their initiatives. Each voice carried the message of resilience, a testament that together, they could change lives. Then, they unveiled the full committee's plan, the framework to tackle the media scrutiny head-on. "This isn't just our story," Maya proclaimed, her voice ringing clear. "This is a testament to the power of community. Together, we rise, together we push back against the waves of doubt." In that moment, it felt enough. The crowd erupted into applause, a wave of pure energy igniting under the bright skies of Chicago. Yet, behind that enthusiasm, Maya clung to the uncertainty. With every cheer echoed her own anxiety: would this be enough to withstand what lay ahead? But she would not falter. They were crafting their reality, weaving their truth into every heartbeat of the community. As whispers of chaos swirled on social media, she resolved to stand firm, even as her heart raced against the shadows that still loomed. Days later, as the public awaited the next media drop, fear and anticipation hung thick in the air like a storm. Maya felt the collective tension build among her supporters, but hope ignited anew with each testimonial shared. Together, they were challenging what it meant to be vulnerable, not just to face fear, but to embrace resilience and love. Everything shifted when a viral video surfaced, not exposing wrongdoing, but instead shining a spotlight on their movement's impact. Interviews, personal reflections, and testimonials exploded across platforms, reinforcing the message of unity. The tide began to shift. Family, friends, and supporters rallied loudly, drowning out the negativity with a chorus of love. Maya felt a wellspring of joy as she perceived the world embracing their truth. "We're breaking barriers," she said during an interview, her smile radiant. "Together, we can transform not just our community, but society at large. We are writing our story, not just as individuals, but as family." Days turned into months, and the shadows gradually faded. While challenges surfaced, they became strengths, a tapestry of triumphs woven by hands that reached for one another amid the uncertainties. Maya thrived within the collective strength of those by her side: her family, her community, each moment filled with laughter, courage, and fierce resolve. At last, as the dust settled, Maya found herself reflecting on the journey. She stood in a park filled with laughter under a golden sunset. Children played. Friends embraced, and the warmth of connection spread through her like sunlight. The scars of her past were no longer chains but badges of honor, and she realized they shaped not just her journey but the spirit of the community she held dear. With her heart overflowing, she looked to the future. This was the moment to celebrate. The battles had been fought, the truth had prevailed, and they rose together. "Hey, Maya," Leah called, snapping her from her reverie. "It's time to share the next chapter." Maya nodded, her eyes twinkling with hope. "Let us show them how transformation truly looks." Together, they stepped confidently into the light, ready to share their story anew, a story of love, unity, and unshakable resilience, proving that while shadows might linger, the light was always worth fighting for. Now, it's your turn to step into the light and show your support. You need to subscribe now to stay connected with these incredible stories that will inspire you. Leave a like now to fuel this journey and feed the algorithm. Comment below to share your reactions to Maya's journey and how it moved you. And please, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait not even one more second to make a difference in their lives.